Hello and welcome to episode 24 of Ryan and Rob in Wrexham, where today we are playing against Arsenal in the Premier League, and then we have our first round of our League Cup game in the semi-final against Newcastle. Now, you may have noticed we're still sitting around the European places. We're actually in fifth at the moment. We've got 2 games in hand on Chelsea, who are in fourth, but one of those is against Arsenal, who are above us. It's not going to be an easy day by any stretch, but we've done really well this season. We're averaging about 1.75 points per game, which is very, very good for a team of our level, and certainly just generally a good mark to have if you're going to get a sort of low European spot. If we have a look at our schedule to see how we've done. So it's been quite a while. We came and watched these 2 games. I believe it was United and Leicester. Had a bit of a stumble in that Leicester game and actually didn't go through the greatest form for the next few games. So we managed to pull off a 2-2 win on penalties against Chelsea, with Garnacho scoring a late goal to equalise and lead us to extra time and penalties, or not even extra time, just penalties. And then we played Arsenal at home in the Premier League. We're now playing them away. We lost 2-0, where I think we actually played okay that game, to be honest. It was just a couple of minutes where we lost concentration and Arsenal tore us to shreds. After that, we regained control of ourselves, really, and couldn't quite get back in the end, though. Then we drew 1-1 with Brighton, 2-2 with Newcastle, then went on a good run, winning 5 in a row, including an EFL Cup quarter-final. We beat Tottenham 2-0 away from home. And another late goal against Villa from Ivan Dont. Kuzmanovic then got a late goal against Middlesbrough. And West Ham we scored with Garnacho. We then lost 1-0, unfortunately, to Liverpool. We weren't far off, but they managed to nick a goal in the end. And then 2-0 victory against Everton, 0-0 against United, and a 4-1 victory against Fulham. So it's been very impressive. We've done really well so far. We have a couple of players looking to sell. So Ted Mengi, he's got a £10 million offer. He wanted to leave because he hasn't played enough, which is fair enough. Oakley Booth, actually, the transfer was cancelled to Minnesota United. We got all the money for him. I'm not quite sure how it all works, but yeah, we got the money, we spent it, and then on the day that it was meant to go through, it cancelled because apparently they had too many designated players or something weird like that. So he's actually now going to Sunderland for $3 million, hopefully, who tried to sign him on loan earlier on in the season, wouldn't give us any money. So thank you to them for stepping in now. Franco Ibarra only signed him in the summer, but he's going to CSKA in Moscow at the end of January for £4 million, rising to £4.8 million. I'm not quite sure how much money we'll end up with. We'll certainly have enough to get Chris Jones in because we've already got enough money for that. He is a 2-star current ability, 5-star potential player at Cambridge, and they want to loan him back for the rest of the season. And he'll just be a backup option for the future. Potential to grow into a world-class player, perhaps, but for now he's more just a project for the future, I think. But we'll head straight into the first game here, and then we'll see if there are any transfers to be done. Slightly controversial lineup today. It's pretty much the normal team, but we've gone with Simon Evans instead of Stanijevic, despite the fact that Stanijevic is our key player. That's simply because Stanijevic hasn't been amazing recently. Simon Evans scored twice in the last game. He'd never scored, or at least he hadn't scored this season for us before, and suddenly got 2 in one game, both of which were brilliant strikes. So hopefully he'll be full of confidence for this game, and he is also a captain. Stanijevic will have a chance to come in, but he's just not been amazing recently, and he's also been spotted coming out of clubs a couple of times this season, including right towards the start of the season. I've got no idea why he does that, but it's a bit frustrating. Anyway, here we go. First 5 minutes, and it is the first shot to us. But so far, a quiet first 15 or so minutes. Brett Powell's been very good recently, so he's playing instead of Noche, who is equally a good player, but also Brett Powell being homegrown at our club and one of our youth players, I'd like a slight bit of favouritism, I guess. We are actually doing a lot better than Arsenal so far, restricting them to almost nothing so far. Hopefully we can continue to do so. Guendouzi finds Smith Rowe, has a really good ball into Martinelli, and Savin's there to save. Not the most convincing goalkeeping I've ever seen from Savin, but sometimes that happens. And that's the first half done. Rather quiet game so far. Into the second half. Can we nick a goal? I don't know if we can overtake Arsenal. Probably we can overtake Arsenal. Certainly we can get into top 4 if we win here. We might even get into top 4 with a draw. It looks like Galbraith and Dont are rather tired, so they will probably be the first to come off. Corner for Arsenal. Rafa into Martinelli. Looks like it might have clipped the bar. Thankfully, it didn't head in. Right, so Galbraith was definitely the first to tire. So I think we'll get Lucas Noche in midfield there. Yeah. Don can come off for Lorenzo. And... ooh, tough one. Brett Powell not having his best game, but, Luke Hayward come off for Colm Whelan, I think. Actually, no, we'll leave him for now. We'll see what happens in the next few minutes. Ramsdale into Strauch. And clearly that chance was not much to see. Now we have a bit of a dilemma. I think we'll get Colm Whelan on, bit of pace up front. He's motivated, and hopefully he can end his very long scoring drought. I think it's about 15 hours. Whelan. Back to Savin, who now whacks it long. Oh, Whelan's managed to head it through for Lorenzo. We're in the lead. Whelan didn't score, but he did have a crucial touch to assist Lorenzo there, who was, of course, another one of the substitutes. This team, there's something about it. It's a championship level team with a couple of good Premier League players and then a lot of decent Premier League players. But we're just doing the business this season. We're really, really very impressive in a lot of games. And that's another unexpected win for Wrexham against Arsenal, away from home, against a team that beat us 2-0 when we were at home. What a team we are. Well, our budget has gone up a fair bit now. Not great for wage budget or anything, but we've made some money. We have now sold Tash and Oakley Booth to Sunderland for £3 million. Nothing else involved in it, just £3 million. And Ted and Mengi to Toronto for £10 million. Again, nothing else involved. So we'll see what happens transfer-wise. And here's the lineup for the game against Newcastle. Slight changes in that Callum White goes to centre-back, Rebchuk on the left, Ibarra in defensive midfield with Stanijevic and Noche in front of him. And then, well, it's basically an entirely changed 11 apart from Savin and Hayward. Let's hope that our boys can do the job today in the first leg, or at least put us in a good position for the second leg. I'm not quite sure what happens regarding away goals and things. I don't think there are any in the Carabao Cup. Ibarra. Hansen Aaron. Kuzmanovic. Back to Hansen Aaron. And Lorenzo's header clips the bar? I think. Hard to say. Rebchuk now on the left-hand side. He's wanted more playing time. We're now giving it to him. Let's hope he can do something good. Noche steps in well there. And Lorenzo scores again. He's now a Championship standard player. He's doing really well since he came in. Lots and lots of, 6 goals as you can see, but he scored a lot in the League Cup. Scored in that last game against Arsenal. He's a tidy little player. Gabriel Mateus just wide, thankfully. Savin looked like he was beaten. White is tiring quite rapidly, which is not entirely surprising given his he was the least fit of all of the players that started the game. As the right back, he's going to be doing a bit more running than, say, Hayward as the striker, and certainly Savin as the goalkeeper. I suppose actually Powell did play in the last game as well. So, yeah, it makes sense that he's also one of the ones that are a bit tired. Solid first half. Not outstanding, but solid enough. And, yeah, I don't know what it is with Stanijevic. There's something wrong with his personality. I think he's realist or something, which I think is probably not one of the better ones. I'll have to watch some more Zealand to find out, but I'm pretty sure it was one of the ones that wasn't amazing. He often gets nervous or, unhappy in games. Guimaraes. Rebchuk does well to stop that one. Ruggieri now into Cucurella. Tidy little team that this Newcastle squad have. A few odd choices. I'm not sure Billy Gilmore's necessarily a great signing, but looks like they've brought some decent players in. Sort of standard FM players, No doubt at that point in real life they will have much better players available to them. It's also a bit odd having Bruno Guimaraes as a centre-back, in my view. But who am I? Who am I to judge? Katanich can come on for Callum White. Brett Powell, I guess Lucas, not easy that one. I think I might leave him on. Lorenzo can come off for Garnacho. I think Colm Whelan can come on again up front. I really want him to get that goal just to get his confidence going again. He's not, in previous seasons he's just always found a way to score or assist or whatever. Did find an assist in the last game, but on the whole this season he's not done much apart from the first couple of games. Great ball from Garnacho to Hansen Aaron though. That's a really good finish too. What a goal. And we are now winning 2-0 in this first leg. Promising signs that we're going to get through to the final. Probably won't bother showing the second leg just because it's so close to this time period. But I'd expect we'll go through at this point. We've done really well in the league. We've beaten Newcastle already once. And hopefully we won't slip up and get complacent. Obviously I sound a bit complacent when I say, we're probably through. But, I think, me here is not the same as my players being complacent. So we have 8.36 million to play with 9.22k in the wages. We'll probably readjust that a little bit. And we'll see next time who I've decided to buy, because I think I'll save that for another day. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have, as it really helps me out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day.